Hello, it's Ricardo and welcome back to Elite Dangerous. These days the galaxy seems to be burning. Missions of mercy seem to be on the up. Defending yourself against Thargoid scouts and other types of Thargoids while you rush in to save humanity from burning ground settlements or stations. But what's a good ship build to do this? Time to look at my help-me-conda build. If rescue missions, missions of mercy are your thing, then the affluent commander about town needs a decent ship by which to go in and save those souls in Elite Dangerous. The ground sites especially can be hazardous, with multiple scouts and bigger Thargoids there to deal with. So what's the best ship that I think can be used to do missions of mercy successfully? And in my opinion, it's the Anaconda, which is the perfect ship for this. Never mind your cruisers and your cruise liners and all the rest of it, your dolphins, your orcas, Anaconda. Lots of hard points when things get snarly. You've got lots of module space to protect you, and you've got lots of space for passenger cabins, because you can't just stick these people in the cargo hold. So let's take a look at my Anaconda build. Now I know you can do it with any ship that's got space for passenger cargo cabins, but I like the Anaconda, and it's going to be expensive. Because we're going to be going into areas where there's Thargoid scouts, I've got it tricked out with a couple of enhanced multi-cannons, as well as normal cannons and beam lasers. Why is this? Why haven't I always gone all AX multi-cannons, what with the module enhancers that we've got now? Well, the simple reason for that is that I need the space for cargo cabins. I'm also rocking around with a shield, so I'm going to have some shield boosters to protect me as well from those other bits of damage. Lightweight alloys that have got heavy duty armor does help with my jump range, along with a nice engineered power plant, which I've got set up for monstered. Power distributor, I've got charge enhanced. The life support, I've kept at 5D to help with the weight. And you can see my economy class passenger cabins are rocked in. Now, I've only got a class 6, and I've gone for a prismatic shield because I've been playing the game for quite some time. But I've also got a collector limpet controller as well, and a little bit of cargo space. Now, why have I used an extra slot for Guardian frameshift drive booster? The reason for this is that now, recently in the game, these missions of mercy have you having to jump quite a distance, at least 80 to 90 light years away from where all the nastiness is happening. And sometimes your ship might not be prepared for that, and you want to get it done over and quick, so I put in a frameshift drive booster. The collector limpet I think is key, simply because you've got a few other limpets in your cargo bay that if any materials knocking about, you can pick them up as well. If you're flying into damaged stations that have been a thing in the game in the past, where the Oculus stations and the Coriolis stations have been on fire, then you can make serious headway with collecting engineering materials by having your collector limpets fly off as you drop heat sinks as you first fly in to the station's cargo bay. Now, once you've got to a landing pad of choice at the station that's under duress, picking up passengers is quite straightforward. Don't be surprised that these stations are only going to be able to offer you perhaps a little bit of repair and some fuel. Anything funky like stocking up on limpets typically is not going to be allowed, because hey, the station's got more important things on its mind. Get yourself into the passenger section and see how many people you can help. With recent updates, this has been made easier, especially for assigning passengers to your cabins. Clicking on the autofill, if you've got cabins of the same ilk, so to speak, will automatically populate refugees into your ship's cabins. This allows for a more efficient way of moving people around. As you can see, I've got all economy cabins on this. I can select autofill, and I've only got 2 spaces remaining. So, full of refugees, it's now time, as you can see, to earn a little bit of money. Money is quite good here, but I do it for the materials. These passengers, they've got some decent engineering materials to offer for their particular mission of mercy. Now, as I mentioned, getting to the particular station site or ground base that's under duress is a problem. Getting out can also be quite the trial, and you are going to need a bit of jump range because, as I mentioned earlier on in this video, that the rescue ships seem to be a little ways away. So you need a ship with decent jump range and a bit of fuel, so don't forget to refuel. Getting to a rescue ship then is the same as it always was. You fly in, you select to land, you get your ship on the deck, and then you offload your passengers and collect either cold hard cash, a little bit of reputation, or some materials. It can be really lucrative. It gets squirrely when you have to get into a fight when getting into the bases. Like I mentioned, that's particularly why I've got the AX enhanced multi-cannons. Now you can do it with normal multi-cannons, and I've also got some engineered multi-cannons here, as I mentioned. In the utilities section, you can see heatsink launchers to keep heat down if you're going into a station, and the stations haven't typically been burning and on fire this part of the game with the Thargoid War raging on, but it's definitely artifacts that are going to come back into the game. The core internals we've already been through, but the optional internals do, I think, need a little bit of additional note. Economy class passenger cabins and cabins of a certain ilk will allow you to do the autofill, which is quite nice and easy. Little bit of cargo space for any additional limpets that you should be using so you can fire them off, collect some materials, because that's smart. And if you're going to go to a detailed surface scanner, well, you can do, because there's not really much else you can pop in there that's going to be useful. With this, I've got a jump range of 37.15 light years, because to be fair, I mean, my FSD is not all that tricked up, to be perfectly honest. I've got it up to 4. I haven't got any experimental on it, so it's okay. So it can be a bit more than what that is. In regards to what the ship is actually looking at in regards to statistics, the shield health is 1069. My armoured health is 1634. So not particularly fantastic, but it's enough to get in, get the passengers, get out, and cash in. So very quickly, that was my help-me-conda rescue Anaconda ship build. Yes, you can do it with other ships, but I've got a certain penchant really at the moment towards the Anaconda. It really is a good multi-role ship if you've got the money to buy one. If you haven't, yes, you can do it with smaller ships, but you know, you're not going to make as much money as you can with a huge ship such as this. I've been Ricardo. Thanks very much for watching. I'll see you soon.